He hits dingers.
A home run for Cayden Wallace.
He locks down left field. He's a three-time SEC Freshman of the Week.
Team for the Gators. That ball's hammered.
He's an All-SEC freshman, and he's a homegrown Razorback 7 wins away from securing the program's first ever national title, contributing one homer at a time.
Ball will score on a grand slam.
Step foot in his alma mater's arena, and it's evident who's the pride of Greenbrier.
Cayden Wallace 0 for 2.
This one is gone.
The Super Hogs are headed to the Super Regionals, and a big reason why is the play of freshman breakout Cayden Wallace. The 19-year-old outfielder is only one bomb away from making it 14 on the year, tying Heston Kjerstad for the Arkansas freshman record. For Wallace, it all started right here in Greenbrier, Arkansas, and his high school head coach knew he was special from the get-go.
Last year was my first year with Cayden. I think the first day that I saw him out here on the field, you could tell that there was just something different about this young man and his strength, his power, and his baseball IQ. The ball coming off his bat, you realized real quick what he was all about.
From being the top prospect in Arkansas to being among the top of the order for the nation's top team, Cayden is a born and raised Greenbrier kid.
Cayden's one of those kids you probably get to coach once in a lifetime. He's so mature for his age. I mean, I think you can see that for playing for the #1 team in the country and hitting the 2 or 3 hole the whole year. And his approach is so advanced. I mean, you see a lot of 18, 19-year-olds going to college and their command of the strike zone is not very good. But that's such a great approach and eye for what he needs to do and what he wants to do. And I think that's evident by the season he's having. The thing about Cayden is if you look, he started at right field. Then the other day he's in left field. And then in the SEC tournament, he's at third base. And what people don't realize about Cayden is, and I think they know now, is how athletic he is. I don't think people really realize how fast he is. That guy can really run. As good as third baseman as there is, I believe.
Cope spent 10 years at Watson Chapel, coaching against Wallace's bloodline as his brothers were also talented.
His whole family, he's always been a Greenbrier guy. You know, his older brother's playing for Wichita State.
While he took over as the Panthers head coach, only in time to witness Cayden's senior season, what he's seen out of the up-and-comer in his debut year as a Hog, recording 13 home runs, 43 RBIs, and 63 hits through 57 games thus far, has blown this coach away.
When you get in that conference and you see that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday starter they see at 90, 95, 96, and about what you'll see in AAA, those guys pitching, to be able to handle that velocity and still be consistent the whole year, that's unbelievable what I've seen from him.
Wallace has been the talk of this town for months. This week, Greenbrier Baseball held a 3-day youth camp, and he was a role model.
Of 60 some odd kids, and if I heard Cayden Wallace's name mentioned once, I probably heard it mentioned 50 times by those little young kids. And and they're not even talking. I just hear hey, I want to be Cayden Wallace. I want to hit like Cayden Wallace. I want to play for Arkansas and be like Cayden Wallace. So that ought to tell you right there that little kids are looking up to him, and this community's proud of him. They really are. He's if there's one role model you could want to represent Greenbrier, would be that young man. What I tell people when they ask about him, he's not entitled to anything. And in this day and age, you don't see that a lot in somebody so successful. He didn't ask for anything when I got here. He didn't talk about, I'm Cayden Wallace, I'm this or that. All he did was kept his mouth shut, listened, and went to work. And I had no doubt he's going to be successful at Arkansas. I figured he would have a great season like this. Short-term memory. If he strikes out, he's not going to take it with him. And that's one thing as the great players can do. Man, he might strike out, and he'll come back up and hit a 3-run home run or hit a big hit or whatever, make a great play defensively. And that's the thing about players like that want to go and play at the next level. A lot of times you don't see 18-year-olds, especially in the SEC, be able to do that. They kind of struggle right off, and they just lose their confidence. But man, he takes it one pitch at a time and goes bat to bat and play to play. That's one thing about Cayden. He's a humble guy. He's not asking for this or that. He just goes to work every day.
Wallace heard his name called in the 2020 MLB draft, but he decided to stay with his home state Razorbacks.
Cayden wanted to go play for Arkansas. I mean, being from Greenbrier, 2 hours up the road and playing for such a great program, Coach Van Horn. And I believe he thought it would help him maturity-wise, because the SEC, man, you're looking at pretty much AAA guys. I think overall it was the right decision for him, because by the time he declares, he'll be physically and mentally ready to go. To do what he's done as a freshman year is unbelievable, but he won't settle for this. He'll come back, work his rear end off next year, and he'll be a leader. I foresee him being, barring injury or anything, he'll be a high draft pick. A little bit I was around him, it doesn't surprise me what he's doing. It really doesn't. I know some people say whatever, but it doesn't. That kid's just that athletic and that good of a baseball player in person that he's going to succeed.
The Razorbacks kick off Supers by hosting NC State on Friday. Nick Walters, Fox 16.